I'm now joined by political affairs analyst Lester Wilcox to discuss the lingering political crisis in Rivers State. Thank you for your time, sir. Now, it is uncertain if the Rivers local government elections will hold, even given the conflicting positions of both factions of the State House of Assembly. While the Okojombo-led faction says it will conduct the election, the Martin Amewole faction has called for a suspension of the polls. Now, what are your thoughts on this development?
Well, thank you for having me. You already said I'm a public affairs analyst. You didn't say I'm a Rivers man, so I'm involved. Look, all things being equal, I think the local government election scheduled for Saturday will hold because it is a constitutional issue. It is not an issue that is within the whims and caprices of any court to determine if it should hold or not. There are judgments to the fact that no court can stop an election from holding. So any court that is issuing any contrary instruction order, any order to that effect, is another nullity because the Supreme Court has, and the constitution is clear about elections. And now the question you ask yourself is, why are there people who do not want election to be held in Rivers State? Don't forget, the tenure of the last local government elected officials expired some 3 months ago. And since then, the local government of Rivers State has been run by a caretaker committee, and which is an aberration according to the Supreme Court. And these same people were those that were saying that the local government should be run by democratically elected government. And now they are the same people that are going to court to say it should not be held. So that casts aspersion on the integrity and the character of people, of actors who have in Rivers State today. Because no sane men will look at what's happening and ask the question, what is really their problem? And don't forget, PDP is not taking part of that, is not partaking from that election. So on what grounds is PDP asking for suspension? We have a well-constituted, recognized Rivers House Assembly led by Honorable Victor Okojombo. As it is today, that is the House Assembly of Rivers State. Now, we have another group of people that call themselves Committee of Friends that are meeting, purporting to be members of the Rivers House Assembly. Their matter is still before the court of law as to if they are a legitimate member or not. So for them to sit and to pass a worthless resolution saying an election that has gotten to its crescendo should be stopped, on what grounds? So Rivers State cannot be an exception. Every state that are run by a caretaker committee have conducted elections to the local government. Last week, Anambra conducted theirs. Other states have been conducting so as to beat the deadline given by the federal government to the fact that based on the Supreme Court judgment, every state, every local government in the country should be run by democratically elected officials. So
That brings me to my second question. The courts are also involved in the whole controversy. I mean, the Rivers State High Court says no other court can stop the conduct of the LG elections against the order by the Abuja High Court restraining the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission from conducting the election. As a Rivers statesman, as you earlier mentioned, how do you think this will pan out eventually?
Well, the Rivers State High Court and the Federal High Court in Abuja is a court of coordinate jurisdiction. So where such conflicting judgment comes from a court of coordinate jurisdiction, I think the litigant or the persons have a right to choose whichever that suits him. And then for an appellate court, a higher court, to determine. So if the Rivers State High Court has given an order that election should go on, and then an Abuja High Court. Now, you see, sometimes we should start looking at our country and know the character of persons that are parade themselves to become leaders in the country. You left the Rivers State High Court. Now, all these problems have been going on, and all the conflicting judgments about Rivers State are all issued in Abuja. Now, even if you want to go to the Federal High Court, there is a Federal High Court in Port Harcourt. But how come that the PDP and the Yesomike camp is always taking the matters of Rivers State to a federal high court in Abuja, in Abuja, in Abuja. Now, even for, yes, I understand by law, federal high court is one, and judicial is everywhere. But which is convenient? There is a court, there's a federal high court in Port Harcourt. So even if you want to vent your anger in a federal high court, why not in Port Harcourt? How come that every case about River State that is being instituted by the Wike camp or the Matamehule camp is not instituted in River State, but in Abuja? So you go to Abuja, obtain a midnight injunction, and look at this injunction. It's unfortunately that we have come to a point in this country where we are daily destroying our institutions. Now they've destroyed so many things. Now it is the court. And the court in Abuja, the federal high court in Abuja, has allowed themselves to be ridiculed. How can you, on every issue, is it not time for the chief judge of Nigeria or the chief judge of the federal high court to give an order that to give an order to the fact that this nonsense should stop? How come we allow ourselves to be traumatized by the institutions that are supposed to protect us? And these things are happening and are happening and is happening and continuously happening. The moment the Wike camp wants any kangaroo judgment, they run to Abuja. There is a federal high court in Port Harcourt. There is a University High Court, well constituted. So you can see that these are men of ignoble character, trying to create confusion in the country and using and destroying our legal system. And the lawyers and the judges are watching and smiling that a few set of individuals is destroying the only fabric of the foundation of our society, which is the rule of law.
It's a sad situation. Well, we'll see what happens in the coming days.
No court can stop elections. Therefore, the River State election will go on Saturday, and it will go on successfully.